Hello, this is Stephanie Toman, and this is about revising or practicing what you've learnt with the video-based learning. So if you sit and watch videos, if you're going to do the advanced presentation in this case, presentation qualification, to sit and just watch the videos I'm afraid is not enough. You could have previous skill sets, which lots of us do. We have a multitude of different skills that we picked up from different areas. But the thing is that if you're learning something new, or changing the way that you've learned something in the past, in other words, there's a more efficient way of doing it, then unless you put it into practice, it may not come back to you, may not be able to recall it in an exam or in the real world if you're working at work or on your dissertations or other assignment work. So you do need to practice it. Hence, there's a way of practicing. So you can see on this slide, we've got all the resources. This is all on the YouTube videos as well. So all of the resources will be everything you need to go along with the videos. This was the case for all of the advanced. So you can pick up those resources, you could open the same documents, PowerPoint slides or spreadsheets or workbooks, and go along with the way that it's being taught in small chunks. Then what you can do is go to the weekly revision practice paper, which is still in all resources, so all your learning and practice is all in the all learning resources, and you can look at those resources. There's a paper, there's work files to work from, and there's a solution paper as well. If you're still not sure about certain areas, there's an added little extra which is in this link here, and this link will show you the weekly revision practice videos, so it show you what's expected from that question and how you go about doing the most efficient way of answering it, because there's no one way of answering quite a lot of the IT task questions. So this should hopefully help you to understand how you approach all of the questions from 1 to 22. Okay, thank you. To make sure that you have the weekly revision folder, I've got the paper, let's close that, I've got the paper here. So we're going to look at this 16, 17, 18 and 19. So let's open up in the presentation, weekly revision. We need to go back to our question and prep ourselves for it. So it says open up photo album, and then we're going to insert an information action button 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre into the bottom right corner of the slide, so that it hyperlinks on a mouse click to that website. So I'm just going to copy that, make my life easier. Then we'll look at the second part. So the first thing we do is open up the album, photo album, there it is. Slide 2, make sure we do it on the right slide, which in the exam is sometimes why I would make mistakes. Click on the shapes, drop down, we're looking for an information, hover on it, and then draw it out. You can worry about the size soon. You can see how the format tab's lit up. So we're going to hyperlink it to a URL, and hopefully if I paste it in there, if I copied it right, yep, okay, and okay. Now we're out of the hyperlink, we can go into the format tab and we can check the height. It's not far off actually, there we go, so that's perfect, height 1, width 1. So that's the first part of the question done. Let's go back to our question paper. On slide 4, insert a home action button 1 by 1 again into the bottom right corner, so it links back to the first slide on a mouse click. View the slideshow and test the action buttons. Okay, so let's go back to, we're going to slide 4. So slide 4, and we're going to insert an action button. And it's a home action button. Is that a home one? Oh, there's the one with the little house on it. That's it there, to see it. You click that, bottom corner. It's quite a small area now, it's getting smaller. It's on a mouse click. That's by default, just in case you wondered. It's always there unless you have to be told otherwise. So we're going to make this go to the links back to the first slide on the mouse click. So we can go to slide and we can click on slide 1. Okay, because it's a home button, I think it automatically reads that for you. And then what it wants us to do, let's just check the size of that. Ooh, a little bit out, getting closer. And then if we just click away and then we check by running the show from the beginning. And let's check, so do a click, let's click on there. Takes to a website, close your website, click, 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 run it through. Sometimes in the exam they'll actually ask you to run these things through. It goes back to the first page. So that's the first one, question 16 completed. We're going to move on to question 17. Okay, so question 17, here we are here. We've got open the wine presentation. Go to slide 4. We're going to apply an action setting to the information action button, which suggests it's there, and link that to a slide 2 brackets detail of the Petrus presentation on mouse click. So it looks like it's a different presentation. So let's come back down, open up our wine, the Weekly Revision files. We're going to slide 4, and there it is. So that helps because we know we're in the right place. We've got to edit this, so hyperlink. If it's on a mouse click, click in there. We've got to find a different presentation called Petrus or Petrus, I think. There we go. Petrus. That's the one. So double click on that. It's coming, and there's that detail. So as I've sort of said before, sometimes in exams and in real life, you're looking for something, and it's when it comes up, you realise that you're on the right path. So we're obviously doing the right thing when you know you can see it there. So we've done all of that. We can OK and then click off there, and let's go to the second part of the question. So that's question 17. Second part is here. Create a custom show named Good Wine. Contains slides 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then show it. We'll come to the second part where it edits it afterwards. So let's go to in slide show. We've got our custom slide drop down. Click on custom shows. We're going to do a new one. We're going to call it Good Wine. Remember, custom shows is not doing it yourself. You're using the facility or the feature to do it for you. So we're going to bring them all over and add, so they're all in here. And then it wants us to show it. So if we OK, and then whilst it's there, we click on show and we can do a quick click through. You might even ask you to show and click through in the exam as well, and takes you back to the beginning. So make sure you do it as they ask. And it's asking us to go back into that custom show. So rather than going there, which will show it, we go back into the custom shows. While it's highlighted, we click on edit. So we've got to think about this. We've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. And if we go back to our question, it wants us to edit this custom show so that it contains only slides 3 as the first slide and 4 as the second slide. So basically we need to keep 3 and we need to keep 4. So if we get rid of 1 and use the shift key, can we click them both? No, we can't. Let's try and do them one at a time and one at a time. So now 3 has become 1 and 4 has become 2. Sounds really complicated until you actually see it in action. If you keep your head in the exam, you'll be absolutely fine. And then it asks us to save and show, or save and close the presentation. So I'm just going to leave that one there, and we're going to go back to our questions, and we're going to be opening up the photo album again, question 18 here. So we'll open up the photo album again, apply the glitter transitions setting to slide 2, which is the camera effects sound. And that needs to be applied, and change the duration to 2 seconds. So I think we need to do this one again in little bits, chunk at a time. Okay, so photo album, glitter transition on slide 2, and a camera effect sound with 2-second duration. Quite a lot to do on one thing. So let's find our photo album. Okay, so we're going to do a glitter transition. So let's go into our transitions tab. Drop that down. There's our glitter there. So in the test, you're going to be popping along trying to find what they're talking about. So we're going to apply the glitter effect transition. We're going to go to the timings group, which is here. And it wants us to do a sound. So we'll drop the sound down and see if we can find the camera. There we go. So it's a camera sound. And the duration, it wants us to change it to 2 seconds. So let's change that to 2 and then that to 0, 0. Okay, so we've done that. We're going to go back to our question, see if we can find out what the next bit is. So we've done the 2 seconds. Run the slideshow from the beginning. While viewing slide 2, use a pen annotations to circle the text heart. End the show and discard the pen annotations. Okay, so on slide 2, that's where we use the pen annotations. Okay, so we're running from the beginning. Right, so we're on the front. We're going to go for a shift and F5 and run it. Okay, so shift and F5. We can get our pointer pen annotation ready. It looks like it's in red. So we can, it's the next one. Circle hot. Next one, we can escape. And you want to keep it, no you don't, discard, and then we're out. And then it's asked us to save it. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to follow those instructions if that's the way they want it in the exam. Okay, back to our questions. It's got one more to do with regard to this section. So it's asking us, we're still staying in the photo album. And we're going to run the slideshow from slide 1, change the settings so that the slideshow is presented without any animations, loop the presentation continuously until escape, and remove any timings from the slide transition. Hide slide 1 and play the slideshow from slide 2. Wow, quite a lot to think about. So we're still in, so let's run the show from 1. Which is pretty straightforward. Okay, I'm just going to run through really quickly. Thank you. And then escape. So we're back to slide 1. Now the main object of this is to change those settings. So we're going to go into here, slideshow tab, and we're going to do the setup slideshow. These are the settings. If you hover on it, it says set up advanced options for the slideshow, such as kiosk mode, etc. So let's have a look at what that entails. So we're going to change the settings. Let's click in there. And we're going to have it presented without animation. So there's the first one. Loop the presentation continuously until escape. There's the other one. And remove any timings from the slide transition. There's the timers if present. So we go to manual so that they're not going to be automatic. Okay. Hide slide 1. So right click and hide and play from slide 2. So you click on slide 2. You can use the shift and F5, or you can go into here and you can do from current slide. So I'm going to do a shift F5 and then you've got it ready from that particular. And then at the end you're going to close and save it. So that's really all of that section with regard to weekly revision. Section 5, slideshow.